Record and all righty. Okay. Good evening, Hillary. How are you?
Hello, hello. I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Yeah. It's a bit overcast here actually today here in Wellington. How about Wellington?
It's it's actually pretty sunny today, but cold. So
Uh, yeah,
yeah,
I,
it's
I know
chilly
that
today.
because when I was meeting with a number of people via Zoom or Teams in Wellington, everybody were wearing their jackets or jerseys.
Yeah,
Or
it's like a
coats.
puffer jacket kind of day
And
today.
then here I'm just wearing my shirt.
Yeah, jealous.
So thank you, Hillary, for accepting my invitation to be part of this conversation, for you to be able to share your story, because as a young entrepreneur, I think it's really important to share that so that you sort of, I guess, inspire other young women to follow your journey, if not at least learn, from your
Mm.
experience. And I probably will start with tell our viewers about who you are, like how old
Yeah,
are
yeah.
you, your background, your family, that like pretty much, how about you?
Everything. Yeah.
Yes.
Hi everybody. I'm Hillary. A lot of Filipinos know me as Jill or Jilly. Um, Yeah, I run a dessert cafe called Zalati. It's a gelato business. So we make gelato and ice cream. And we also are doing a lot of baking at the moment. So I guess it's a long story, but the business, it actually started with my father. It's a family business. So everybody's involved. Um, the way it started was that our family is very much into food and um, I guess very much into sweets as well. Being Filipino, we're always having a sweet tooth. So our family always wanted to start sort of like a sweet cafe or like a
Mm,
chocolate cafe. So,
mm,
that was always an interest of, you know, my family and I. Is like in our spare time, we would bake a lot and um, bake a lot for the family, bake a little bit for our friends. And while I was in high school, Dad had a little bit of spare time and he wanted to um, do something fun like with me and something fun with the family. So he and I actually went to do a chocolate making course and a chocolate patisserie course in Australia in Melbourne. And
mm.
we traveled there over a few weekends. It was just like a short course. And yeah, like while we were
And this
over,
was when you were in high school, just in.
yeah, I think I was 16 years old.
Mm,
Back now. Yeah. It was just something fun for him and I to do, something to bond with Dad pretty
mm,
much. And then when we were over there, we saw like a massive line outside a gelateria. So,
mm,
oh, Dad, we eat gelato or we eat ice cream nearly every day. Why don't we learn how to make that?
mm.
Learn how to make ice cream too. So that's kind of how the idea started. We're like, oh yeah. So he actually ended up going to Italy. He didn't take me on this trip, unfortunately, but he went over to Italy and studied with like the real gelato chefs over there for, I think it was over a period of nearly a year. He would go back and forth there, and then yeah, he brought it to Wellington, and we started making gelato in our little kitchen in our garage. Actually, we had it converted into a commercial kitchen.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, that's how kind of that started happening, and then we started supplying some restaurants and stuff. So we got too big for that space, and now we make everything in our Zalati lab in Tawa. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so I guess yeah, like from there, it kind of became, we started off in the supermarkets. We started off selling, and our family would be the ones to like demo and let everybody taste. Like we travel around the supermarkets all the way all around Wellington, even up to Auckland. We were doing those tastings, and then um, over time we ended up just focusing on like selling our products to restaurants here in Wellington. Um, that was our main part of our business, is doing a lot of wholesale, creating some cool flavors for the Wellington restaurants. The Wellington restaurant scene would always ask for, you know, weird and wonderful flavors. Um, and then fast forward to now, I actually studied food technology at university. I was always into like food science, always eating, always hungry. And then, yeah, I worked for a little while as well in the food industry. So I did my my honors project with Fonterra. So I had a little bit of experience like working with an industry. And then I after university, zalati was still going on in the background and doing wholesale. And I went to work for Heinz Waddies to do some like packaging and product development for them. And then I came back to Wellington after a stint in the industry. I was kind of finding my feet after uni and deciding what I wanted to do, working part-time for MPI in the food side. And then I said, oh, like Zalati's here. A lot of the restaurants and chefs know about us, but the people of Wellington don't know much about us. So yeah, I guess that's when we started launching. That's when we started the food truck up. So we joined the Clark with the food truck. Yeah. And that was a really cool time. And then, yeah, a year later, we opened our shop in 2019 and it's still going now.
Okay. So tell us about the the business now. But before you go in there, how old are you now, by the way? I mean, like
yeah, I'm 27 now. So yeah, basically, yeah, nearly over years after the course.
So when you said you started with the business, when did your dad sort of start the zalati? I mean, like the the manufacturing.
So we launched maybe 2013 was its like launch in the supermarkets. That we did like all the food shows and stuff. So the whole family was super involved in this. So we're all girl family. I'm the eldest. We would always be there together, like introducing the products to new customers, like shipping, helping pack everything, making all the gelato ourselves. And yeah, it's super fun. I still really enjoy it. And yeah, now the focus for the last few years has been running our first retail store and running the food truck as well and attending all the events. It's been, yeah, it's definitely been a big learning curve. It's totally different from wholesale, like, but I really enjoy it because I've got like a really cool team now. We're a team of about 7 team members now who work with me. And they're all actually, at the moment, we're an all-girl team. So young uni students and some high school students, and also my mom and Tita Heidi, they help me in the lab making everything, and my sister and niece as well. So yeah.
So what do you offer in? So what's your business called again?
So
you're the new business, I mean the shop.
Oh yeah, the business is called Zalati Dessert Cafe. So we make our gelato and sorbet there, but it's more of like a dessert shop now. We do like scoops and stuff, but we do a lot of brownie a la modes, waffles, sundaes, like more kind of like really Instagrammable stuff. So things that people love to take photos of, and a lot of our products, because our family also tends to eat, we try to cut out dairy, we try to cut out meat and a lot of like eggs and stuff. So a lot of the products that we make caters to vegans and dairy-free, egg-free, all of that good stuff. And yeah, so that's a lot of our customers who come because we are able to offer products that are really great, but have those added like benefits. They're allergen friendly. And then aside from the vegan stuff, Wellington on a Plate, Wellington on a Plate is a big event that happens in Wellington each and every year. So each establishment basically is able to showcase one dish or one dessert or burger or whatever you want to showcase basically. And we've been joining that now as our own place for the last 2 years. And I've been using kind of that as an opportunity to be able to showcase some Filipino inspired.
No, you have the halo-halo and
Yeah, were you able to try that yet?
no, because when I went there, I actually went there one time and you were closed.
Yeah, maybe
I
one
I
day.
didn't know that you were closed. And then this COVID thing, and so
Yeah.
I was not able to. But yes, that's one of the things that I really wanted to to experience. But do you still offer, like, how often you offer the halo-halo?
Right now, yeah, we've been still, because it's been so crazy since then. Like, so that event only ran for 2 weeks, and we sold over like 1,000 halos in a couple of weeks. And yeah, it was so crazy. But because of the when everyone found out about it, they wanted us to bring it back because we only offered it for that period, and we took it away. And then people were asking, selling halo, are you still doing this? So we had to bring it back, especially for summer. We have it every day. Every day. Might pull it back to just the weekends once it gets colder, but at the moment it's still on the menu.
Nice. Maybe in 2 weeks time when I get back.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, but you said Monday you're closed on Mondays.
Yeah, Mondays are closed. Mondays are the shop day off.
So where do you get your inspiration in terms of what, and I know that you said vegan, because that's, for example, that's how you are, as a family, that's something that you're actually, doing yourselves, not, eating non-dairy and things like that. And then the Filipino, like the halo-halo, is something because you wanted to promote, I suppose, your Filipino heritage. But how do you get this inspiration, in terms of what you offer?
That's a good one. Like, I guess those are two like super contrasting things. Like vegans and Filipinos don't really mix, right?
Yes.
That's why sometimes they come like, oh, is the halo vegan? No, it's not actually vegan halo, but it still has the leche flan, it still has everything. But I guess in terms of inspiration from everywhere, really, like a lot of the flavors and the new flavors that we do, or the new products that we bring out, will either be from suggestions from some customers who come in. They're like, oh, why don't you make this? Because I guess that's one good thing about me being, I'm very involved in the business, because that's the way I like it. Like, I still am on the floor and like talking to everybody, and then behind the scenes too, making everything. So it's tiring, but I think that's one cool thing, is that I really I get to hear what people are wanting, and the direct feedback. So a lot of it comes from suggestions from the customers, ideas from the team, or because we collaborate with a lot of the chefs and restaurants around town, they will ask me as well to make some new flavors. So what was the latest? I got asked to make a carrot cake gelato lately for Easter. Oh. So that one's coming up. And lately I've been getting, I guess after the Filipino desserts have really taken off, I've kind of been wanting to do some more international, like, inspired desserts. So we recently, well, it's been a few months now, but we released a it's I guess like a Middle Eastern inspired dessert. So we collaborated with one of the other she's a producer of baklava here in Papua. So she makes these awesome, like, pistachio and she makes them vegan as well. This pistachio and cashew nut baklava rings, and we put our own either vanilla or saffron and rose gelato on top, and sprinkle it with a little bit of pistachios and roses, and that's our new kind of Middle Eastern inspired dessert. Yeah.
I know that you have been receiving a lot of praise for your business, but what would be, I guess, the highlight for you? I mean, either it be the feedback from your customers, or you're participating in, for example, in the Wellington on a plate. Like, what is the highlight for you since you've established your business?
That's a good one. There's a lot of highlights. Like, there's a lot of
All
things.
right. You can give us many highlights as you want.
Yeah.
Sure.
The Wellington on a plate stuff has been really great, because that one's been definitely one of the biggest highlights for me, because for the first year, we actually got top in the category for that halo halo dish. And I guess it's cool, like bringing Filipino food to Wellington, like UNT de Clark, introduced that to Wellington as well. Like, still a lot of people don't really know that there's so many variety in Filipino food. And the next year as well, we introduced another ube cheeseburger. I don't know if you were able to see that.
No. Oh,
We
wow.
did
Is that part of the Wellington on a plate too?
Yeah, so that's 2021. We did. Yeah, I'll send you some. You have to come by.
I will. We'll organize a time with you so that you will be
yeah,
there.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome.
Yeah, I guess, last year we did the ube. It was a ube pandesal bun, and then we got to make cheese ice cream. So that was, it's always something exciting to bring to, I guess, Kiwis and people who don't know what cheese ice cream is, for example. So that's been really fun. And another highlight, I guess, would be is just building like a really cool community and a really cool team, first of all, who really care about the business as much as we do, and then having a really supportive community. Like, COVID's been pretty difficult, and to be honest, to run a business, especially in hospitality. So we're really grateful to like have these continued support from our customers, our friends now. So yeah.
Actually, I was, that was one of the things that I wanted to ask about the COVID and how it impacted you, and how have you managed sort of, managed it? Because, as you said, it's definitely is a downer for all businesses, especially in the hospitality sort of industry. So how is it? I know that you said like you're okay, but how have you managed that? So you have a community, but how did you, tell us about that.
Yeah, it's been such a crazy ride, I guess. Like, it's never ending. We thought it was going to be over by now, but I guess we're just riding the wave like everyone else is. But this time has really taught us how to, like, pivot and adapt, and just keep having to be creative and think of ways to be able to sell, even though we aren't even able to be in store. So the past few years, we started doing some online sales. So that's kind of how we got through all the lockdowns and the level 3. We were only able to sell online. So the latest one that I can remember that was really good was during, we got cut off and we had a lockdown right in the middle of Wellington on a plate last year.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it was crazy. We thought, I think it was the first week, we got through Tuesday and Wednesday, maybe 2 to 3 days of Wellington on a plate, and then we had to stop. And we had made like hundreds of these ube buns, so many. We had a lot of stock. So I just had to get creative, and I was like, okay, I've got to sell all of these buns. How am I gonna do this? And then we had the idea of selling like an ube pandesal and cheese ice cream in tubs.
So that they can put the ice cream in the pandesal. Nice.
Yeah. So we did that, and it was really really well received. Me and Mom and Dad, even we were just driving around delivering to all of the houses around Wellington. Yeah, I guess the pandemic has really, it just forces you to kind of get creative and do what you need to do to survive and do what you need to do to just, be able to continue.
Right. So for someone like young person who would be keen to sort of go into the business, be it in the area that you're at or something else, what would your advice be? I mean, like, you've done, you probably have been able to sort of ride this through because you also have a very supportive, family around you. But what would be your advice be, to would-be entrepreneurs and the young entrepreneurs for that matter?
Yeah. Advice I have, I guess, would be to definitely, if you're passionate about something, sometimes a lot of the times we're scared to just start. That's the main hurdle I feel like a lot of people come across. For me, I never wanted to, well, I won't say I never wanted to, but I didn't think I would join the family business or even like run it myself this early on. I always thought that, I'd, leave Wellington and do my own thing and then come back. But at the end of the day, I found life just happens and I felt it here. But dad was already thinking of, it's just a side business. But then when you know that you're really passionate about something and the opportunity is there for you, don't waste it, I guess. If you're passionate about it, go ahead and do it. Like, you never know. You'd rather try it and it not work out than not try it at all. So yeah, I guess that's my advice, is just to start, no matter how small. Like, I was very fortunate that, we had this background and Dad helped me a lot, like when I first started off. But regardless of that, like, you'll always have a community around you. You can always find people that will, help you with your ideas and like support you. So don't be afraid and just start.
Yeah, it's really awesome. I think I really like what you said, because regrets, if the opportunity is there, probably would just be there for that period of time. You always go back to the what if, and that's not a good feeling, I guess. That risk taking, is one, as a business person myself, I think risk taking is a key, ingredient. That one has to consider when entering into business. But of course, it has to be a calculated risk too.
Yeah.
And then what made you decide to go to, that part of, in Cuba Street, by the way? Has it been something that you've really considered, or it's just was there, or was it?
That place?
It's a cool place. It's a really nice place. It's a culture, like it's a melting pot of cultures, or Wellington culture. So that's really a cool place.
Yeah, it's a cool spot for it. So yeah, like, it's down, for those who don't know where we are, and for you to find us when you come to visit Wellington. We're down Left Bank, which is an alleyway just tucked down off Cuba Street, which is one of the main streets in Wellington. So that one, we were just walking down Cuba Street and we stumbled upon that space. And Left Bank is usually known as a little bit of a dodgy area usually, but yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that they usually have the night markets. Have you visited the night markets?
Yeah. When we were in Wellington, we actually went there. In fact, I think maybe Clark had.
Are you there?
Put some, like the food truck in that area. So
true.
Back in the day.
But yeah, they're not. The night market isn't operating at the moment still. So hoping that comes back. But yeah, this place we just stumbled upon it. Like, they have the night markets down here. Why don't we, just try and see how our first shop will go? And now, I guess, when we first opened there, a lot of the other spots weren't leased, so there are a lot of vacant properties. But now, they're all full. So yeah, it's a cool neighborhood. I think they're trying to uplift a lot of the alleyways around Wellington. So they're trying to transform it and make it a safe place for people to walk and hang out. So yeah.
Just like Melbourne, like Melbourne.
Yeah.
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 So what are your future plans?
Future plans. I get asked this actually like quite a lot, and it's definitely different, I guess, from when you would first ask me when I first opened our first store. I used to think like, oh, we're gonna, we were already ready to open the second one pretty soon, but with the pandemic, it's made me, I guess, have to sit down and think a little bit more. Yeah, it's definitely times have changed, but I'm working on a few projects right now, more online stuff really. So still food and still sweets. We're hoping to launch a new kind of online product in the next few months. So watch this.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Invite our viewers to your shop and to your food you're offering. Take this opportunity to tell us.
Yes,
tell
thanks.
the viewers about it. Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys are ever, I guess, in Wellington, come down to Left Bank and visit Zalati. We'll always be there to welcome you and have all of your desserts ready for your after dinner treats. We've got a lot of halo, mango float. We've got we do our own version of, I guess, your ube ice cream. So we use New Zealand purple kumara. So that's always in store. Yeah. And if you see me in the shop, say hi, I'm Jill. Yeah.
All right. Do you still speak Tagalog?
No, but that's one thing, I don't speak it, but I understand you.
Understand it.
100%.
Alright. So maraming salamat. So I will speak in Tagalog. Maraming salamat, Hillary. It's really been a pleasure, talking to you, and I wish you really, really well. I know that I guess I'm just thinking, like a young person like you, no longer that very young, but still young. And I'm really, like it really inspires me that when you said you were even in high school, and that's actually was the one that triggered you, I guess, to be in this sort of, and how your dad has been part of that journey and your family part of that journey too. So really a very inspirational, journey that you have had and continue to have. So congratulations, and I wish you very well. Magandang gabi, and thank you very much for your time.
Thanks so much, Tita Didi.
All right. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.